Right. Okay, so seems like everybody wants to sell today. Share results. You guys can see the poll, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to sell, and I think from now on, or especially on this US session, I would like to focus more on the actual stock market itself, right? So I will get into the charts and show you guys what I like to sell today. Reason being, why we want to sell in the indices. Just get up my chart. Right. Let's go to the indices first. So last night when we had the Fed meeting, raise interest rate in 75 basis point. Now, very interesting. I thought 75 basis point was not particularly bearish, but it did bounce back up. I don't know what Jay Powell said afterward. It's selling off again. Okay, so for me, it's not the best trade in the world at the moment. It's all momentum intraday. Price needs to stay under this area, the daily pivot area, this trend line. So 3118 area, 3120, 3820. So if anything gets above, picture will change. Okay, because if you drop down to 4 hours, that's a concern for me, is that could be exhaustive selling. Yeah, because last night when it had this, won the last bar, and now we're bouncing a little bit. So price needs to remain under this yellow line area for me to continue to be a seller. All right, certainly take some profits if we do sell S&P 500. Certainly take some profit in the last swing low, and then I will keep some running. That's the plan. Nasdaq is quite similar anyway. Price need to remain under the daily pivot for me. So need to remain under. So when it pop open, need to stay under, and then may look to sell QQQ, Nasdaq, doesn't matter. Take some profit and then let some run on that. But if it get back above the daily pivot, picture could change. Okay, could change. Am I going to buy? No, too bearish to buy the indices, to be honest. I wouldn't buy, but plan A is to sell. Dow Jones is quite similar anyway. It's a little bit more bearish actually, about 4 hours. And that similar picture on that. Slight concern on the dollar index is we do have a channel that we could run into the top channel resistance, and maybe we'll come back down to here. That's a slight concern on that end. So watch out on that. I mean, this is only one fake out and then it come back down. So it wouldn't surprise me that it will drop lower. Would that be today? Could that be tomorrow? You know, just something that keep an eye on that anyway for the moment. You agree, right, Luca, on that?
Yeah, I had the same channel, so that's why we might see like a retracement of indices for a few days. Who knows? Or maybe ranging now, because dollar. I have the same channel there.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Anyway, we trade very similar. So I mean, I like a retracement on indices. Makes our job a little bit easier, you know.
Yeah, I have level on S&P.
Yeah,
3,100, something like that.
3,900 retracement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've got something similar as well. So yeah, bang on. Just a few days retracement on that. It's a bit like here, really. Yeah. So where's the pen? A bit like here.
Yeah.
Arch. So just range for a few days up here and that. But we shall see. Intraday, maybe we can still get a little bit out of it, but it has to present itself into a nice manner. Otherwise, I'm not zero interest to trade it. Actually, let's go to the chart. I do have a few of them I like to sell. This the block. I don't mind it because it's breaking its pre-market is already lower than that. So if it tests yesterday's low, which is around the 59.64 area, I wouldn't mind to be a seller on that, actually, on SQ. But obviously I need to see the indices still stay under the level. AMD is on my list as well to sell, remain under this 74.80 area. Under this area, I happy to be a seller on that, because when indices had a little bit of rebounds Monday, Tuesday, this AMD had nothing. Well, it's just sideways, and it's now trying to break lower. Therefore, I like to, but I'll correlate that with NVIDIA. I like to see NVIDIA to break this trend line as well. So that even NVIDIA stay above, then probably not going to be a sell for me. Amazon as well. Amazon, I want to be a seller because daily's already 4 hours. You see a big rejection on the level that around this gap resistance, and now turning to fill that little gap. Obviously, we see beforehand it gaps higher. Now it's all filled and under the gap, so it becomes a resistance around this area here. So 124. Now it's breaking more. Pre-market is nothing at the moment. In my opinion, I like to okay, that's new guys coming in, so that's fine. So yeah, Amazon is on my list to sell, but we may see a little bit of pullback first anyway. Okay, on that end, and then we will look to sell it. But on the hourly volume already, you can see is definitely distributing, dropping lower. So I like that. So that's basically 3 of them is on my list to sell. I potentially will sell one of the indices, S&P 500, NASDAQ, and then AMD, Block, Amazon. It's on my list at the moment. Have you got anything on yours, Luca?
I have quite similar, yeah, same. Now I'll do the scanning now and see if there is something else.
Yeah, this is the thing with the scanner. It kind of save us. Well, we have a special sort of selection using the scanner from Trading View to track the movement. One thing I do want to point out, if I do see, I'm going to go back to this is Apple, yeah. If I do see the indices climb back to the level, so S&P, because you can see S&P 500 looks a little bit exhausted to me, right? This, and then now big selling and not much following through at the moment. This could be a daily phase 2 back to here. If I do see anything daily phase 2, I could potentially trade Apple. But now first I need to see it lines up, because I think it was it Tuesday that you were here that we were talking about Apple was gaining, but we didn't take the trade because S&P 500 didn't line up. So, but if I do see when it opened, price break higher, stay above here, then potentially I will be looking to buy the Apple share, actually. Well, trade long on Apple share. So let's do that, and just to see in this comparison. Let's move this down. Reason why I said that is when you look at S&P 500, when it's ranging the last couple of days, Apple actually performed better. Yeah, S&P sideways, and Apple is upward. Therefore, Apple is actually stronger than the S&P 500. And I like the fact that I want to buy when I buy the strongest and sell the weakest. I know Tesla has been performing quite well, but there is a resistant area that I don't like. So quite not much room for Tesla. So it is on my list. If I do see make a base above 152 on Apple and S&P 500 break and stay above 3820, could be potentially a buy, but we'll need to establish an area that to buy Apple, because Apple likely to come back up first, because you can see pre-open is already yeah, so maybe just get this first. Let me have a quick look. Don't mind that. Don't mind that actually. I don't mind a buffer around break 154 and then stay above 154 area. So could plan B at the moment. If I do see phase 2, I could see Apple go back up a bit higher, perform better than S&P. So Apple is on my list to go long if I do see indices climb back a bit higher. So I think that will be the only pair that I would trade. If I see phase 2 happening, yeah, that will be the only one for the moment that I will trade long on that. I see somebody is here. I don't know. I don't want to pronounce your name. I know you're from Singapore because we had a brief chat on Discord. Thanks for joining us. And if you do have any question about trading and stuff like that, you can stop us and ask us any question. If you don't want to show your face or show your voice, you can put in the chat box and ask any question. Okay. Right. So that's the stock indices. I will then briefly go through some of the indices. So the currency pair. So like dollar, you see the selling is getting a bit stronger as well. So yesterday when the Fed raised the 75 basis point, a big push higher, okay? And then no follow through today. That's not healthy. If you like to see bullish move, it needs to take off and continue breaking higher. It's not, it's rejecting the channel. So we could see a bit of phase 2 coming in play on dollar. By all means, I still want to buy, but I would not buy. I never buy at this level anyway. I would always wait for a retracement to buy dollar. That's why it's indicating that we could see a pullback in the stock market short term. Other pairs as well. Aussie is in an interesting channel area. Australian dollar, 15 minutes. Was just checking that. So, we're briefly breaking out this channel, but, briefly, sometimes it can be a fake out like here. So we could see a bounce. We could see a bounce in here.
Yeah, cable same.
Cable, yeah. So cable is at a level anyway. Cable today raised interest rate 50 basis point and also Swiss francs. Yeah, see, cable's actually arguable back in testing the channel now. So I've got a little channel on cable, right at the channel. So a lot of things is indicating that dollar should have a retracement. So I think I found a lot of new traders when they hear, raising interest rate must be a good news for US dollar. News is not so much of a factor when you're a technical traders, especially trading CFD or spread betting. You should really focus on where the money is. The money at the moment, the seller is now drop dead at the moment. So that's why a slight concern on the indices. We really need to be cautious. It's definitely not a day that, yes, let's put loads of money in the market. It's not a day. It's a day that we stay patient and wait for the best opportunity. So raise 50 basis point. I want to talk about that a little bit. I know most of the central bank are raising interest rate to tackle inflation, and some are more aggressive than others. We had a call this morning, didn't we, Luca? I said I'm expecting Bank of England to raise 0.5% because many factors, right? When interest rates rise, mortgage becomes more expensive. That is just for normal people. But if you imagine they raise very aggressively, the people, the commercial that borrow the most will suffer the most. So commercial already suffering from the high energy costs. If they have a loan, can they really sustain this kind of cost? It's very, very difficult to bear. It's a very difficult task on the central bank at the moment. I know that's a concern, but that's a good thing that we are seeing, which I'll come to that, the energy prices are falling. So hopefully we'll see the inflation roll over. So cable is on support, even though raised a little bit interest rate. And euro has been a funny one, hasn't it? We want to trade it, but now it's just, can we draw another channel in that? I mean, we could probably, but it's just not the cleanest, isn't it? We don't have much of a trend follow through. We could be doing something like that at the moment in the bottom channel, and certainly big selling and no follow through. So the flip side on that. I like to see. I do still. There's no reason. There's no love for me to love euro or pound at the minute, but I just like to see a bit of retracement. Probably back to the this area, the midpoint here, around the 50 EMA. 100242526 area, and then look to sell it again. All right. Canadian dollar. Yeah, see, that's the first one, isn't it? Even the Canadian has been weak, but now we're seeing the a rejection on that. So multiple pairs we're seeing rejection on dollar. I think Swiss francs is a big blow off. Back to this off level again, 98.50. Not going to touch it. Not happy to trace the price action I like. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, yen is getting a lot today.
Interesting. Very interesting on yen. I actually so yen is actually showing a bit of strength today for some reason. Very interesting. Right, I could be a seller on dollar yen, but not yet. I need this to break a bit more and then come back here. Could be tomorrow, could be Monday, and then back to the monthly pivot. So a little short term, 4 hours, ABC, we call it 4-hour trend trading. But at the moment, it doesn't have a trend yet. I need to see at least the first lower high. So now we got a lower low. I need to see the next potential lower high. For me to sell it, we do have a little bit of room on that. So yeah, it's a good one to see if I do see weakness on that. How about other yen pairs? Are they showing some strength on yen?
Yeah.
Pound, no love. Yep, we're seeing some strength across the yen pair. So yen's been weak for a long time. It's just a matter of time. It will draw attention to the buyers anyway. And commitment of traders has shown some buying from the commercial side. So it could be the Japanese central bank has start buying it and trying to strengthen the yen a little bit. Okay, so I like the dollar yen is on my list. I'll put it down on my call. If I do see it on the Discord group, if I do take the trade, I'll try and post it there as well. Moving on to commodity. Ooh, very interesting. So while the dollar was gaining, silver didn't drop at all, did it? Just went sideways. And now today's forming potentially a bullish bar. Not a price action that I like to trade, but it's just another indication that dollar could have a phase 2 on that. So silver is sideways, so I'm not touching it. Gold is at a level, so this area you see is ranging at the moment. Yesterday, even though the big move on dollar, gold has not much impact when you manage to break the previous low. Gold usually have a very strong inverse correlation to US dollar. So US dollar gain, usually gold drop up. We didn't see that yesterday. So another sign that we could see dollar pull back a little bit. But it's not strong enough for me, nothing shout out to take gold long. I'm not much a reversal trader. So yen is on my list for that particular reason. I like to see gold gain as well a little bit more later today. So oil is the reason why I said the energy prices should be lower. Look, that is the peak of oil, 125, 126. So now we are back at 84. I know yesterday Russia said they're going to escalate the military action. But short term, we may see a bit of spike, but we couldn't see it afterward. We did a little bit, and then it dropped that anyway. I really like to see this easing off even more on oil prices, because that is a really good indication to show that the energy prices should roll lower and help with the inflation on that. But currently, this kind of price action is hideous. I'm not going to trade anyway on that. Finally, cryptocurrency. You see, that's another thing that I think we are likely to see a bounce on indices, because Bitcoin and Ethereum still don't want to break this support level, this whatever 18, 19K on Bitcoin. Do I see it break lower eventually? Yes. But could we have a small bounce first? Yes, we could. And then we'll break. But I don't like the price action on Bitcoin. I said it on my weekend planning anyway. I prefer more on Ethereum because it's broken this head and shoulder pattern, shoulder, head, shoulder pattern. So I like to see it pull back to this monthly pivot, or weekly pivot area, sorry. The price is around 1,530 area. Then yeah, I'll look to a good price action to sell Ethereum. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'm just going to go back, have a quick look on the on our trading view chart. I'll pull it here. So a quick look. SPY. It's getting higher. It's getting higher, huh? So, well, as long as it stays about like below 380, it could be still a short-term trade, because we could still see the seller come back. QQQ, yeah, probably about 285 area. If it, if I see volume drop around this area, I could still sell it. And I think AMD and block could be on the list as well. Yeah, AMD is definitely still pretty lower. So yeah, AMD could be the first one that I take, or block anyway, either one of them. Yeah, block is, yeah, get this. So I remain sellers until more confirmation, but I do know that as a potential indice will pull back higher. So any trade taken will be a very, very short-term basis. Grab whatever I can see. I'm not going to sit here and wait for like big reward to risk. It's nothing like that. This intraday momentum system, one of the things we require is you really need to know where the big indice faces is. We know the face is looking, well, face one's looking a bit tired. We could potentially have a bounce up. So I'm not going to sit here hoping this will give me a 10-to-1 reward to risk. So, make sure you know about this. Otherwise, that will be all for today. I will keep you guys up to date if I do post any trade. If you guys are interested on joining our community, just drop us a message, because we can add new guys in there for free. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Luca.
Thank you, Jake.
Speak soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.